My name is Albert Ballo. I'm an enterprise software specialist, and in today's video I want to talk to you. Yes, you that's been forced to move from your old SAP R3 or old SAP ECC to migrate it to S4HANA. I want to give you a special advice on how you can reverse position with SAP, where you gain back your power and you say to them, hey, listen, I had something for you. You don't push me to my boundaries. I'll let you know if I need this thing or not. So stay tuned. Hi, my name is Albert Ballo, and I'm an enterprise software selection specialist. And in today's video, I want to help you. What's going on is that SAP said that they will be sunsetting the support to ECC and also R3, the older versions of SAP ERP. So what's going on is that they set the date for 2025 before, but they moved this date to 2027 due to the pandemic time. They used that as an excuse to say, you know what, we'll give you guys another 2 years so you can think better, and then we will not support anymore these older versions. And if you want to have it supported for at least another 3 years, you will need to pay an increased 2% to your maintenance contract so that we can keep you in your R3 or ECC older versions. But what happens is that SAP copied this move from Oracle. Oracle in the past did this and tried to force their way in with the Oracle Cloud and tried to force their clients to move from older versions to the new Oracle ERP Cloud. What happened is that Oracle actually opened the door for their clients to look into other solutions, because the Oracle clients base, it's not as loyal as the SAP clients base. So now SAP is trying to do the same move, although they learned with Oracle's mistakes, and they are doing this in a different way, and they are getting some success with it, because believe it or not, people still buy brands. People still feel like there's no competition to SAP, and that's not true. That's simply not true. This is something that I've been hearing from any SAP vendor or reseller, that there's no ex-SAP clients. Of course there is. I work globally with technology evaluation centers. We do evaluation and selection projects throughout any country: Latin America, United States, Europe, Asia, Middle East, wherever you feel. We have clients in globally. So most of these clients, they come in, they ask us to evaluate. Sometimes they have older versions of SAP, or they're not happy with the new S4, and they ask us to run a evaluation and selection project. And in the end, sometimes SAP wins this business, and sometimes they lose this business, and other vendors are actually rising. Just for instance, I've been seeing a lot of clients moving from SAP to Info, for example, in the United States, and to other vendors as well, as Oracle or IFS or Epicor or other tier 1 vendors like Microsoft. So why do they say that? Because yes, they have a loyal clients base, but that doesn't mean that actually clients are happy with the situation of needing to migrate from the older version of ECC and R3 to the new S4HANA. So why do I quote when I say migrate? Because even SAP says that S4HANA is totally new. It's a new system, new architecture, new database. HANA is an in-memory solution. They're pushing this to every client as a cloud solution. And by the way, still appalls me, but I tried to get the on-prem version for a client in the United States. They preferred to kiss the devil instead of selling the on-prem version. They said, you know what? We said we have it, but we won't sell it to you. We will only sell the private cloud at that time, and now they sell the public and private as well. And I will make a whole video about the versions and about tricks and tricks and treat from SAP S4. But just for the sake of this video, we're talking about the upgrade or migration, which is actually a new implementation. That's the real word here. It's a new implementation. So think about that. You now stabilized your R3 or stabilized your ECC. You got all the functionalities you wanted. You finally implemented it. It's been 10 long years, 15 long years, and people are used to it. They are accustomed to do their processes in the system. And then SAP comes and say, hey, you got to change. You got to change or we will leave you in the dark. Okay. So the first thing I want to tell you is that this is a new implementation. The system is different, architecture, user interface, database. And you will need to re-implement this thing. Will come with new services, will come with new change management, will come with people leaving the company because they don't like it to change, will come with all the bells and whistles, not to mention the troubles and the headaches and the heartaches that you will have. But it's a new implementation, so you will pass through that again. And just to be fair, older versions of SAP, still they're working fine, and you feel like, I shouldn't move that to the newer version. I shouldn't, because it still works. The older versions are still working. They're just working fine. Why should I change? Well, listen, don't complain about it. That's technology. That's how it works. So the first thing is, complaining disempowers you. So don't complain about it. It's technology. It will always evolve. So they are in the right of, trying to find a new path, and they needed to move away as well in terms of database, because look, many of the clients that utilize ECC or R3 are utilizing Oracle's database. So they did not like to give business to Oracle as well. So they created their own HANA, their own database. So, it's a whole package for you now from them. They don't need to get nobody else involved in their businesses. And they evolved as well into the cloud. So think of this as something that you, like a car. Every year they will change something. They will do facelifts. But from time to time, like every 8 years or 7, they change the entire chassis. They change the car entirely. It only carries the brand, It's a Corolla, but it's been there for 25 years, changing, chassis, changing sizes, changing engines, changing everything. And soon Corolla already hybrid, and soon will be completely EV. I don't know. So that's how it goes. So don't complain about it. The first thing is not complaining about it. And I will tell you why. It's not only because it disempowers you, but disempowers you in the eyes of the implementers, in the eyes of SAP resellers, in the eyes of SAP's sales representatives. And that's bad, because once you are in a position of less power, they will play you. So you don't want to be there, okay? Don't complain. And their reasons for change is their reasons. They need to keep updated. They need to keep it up with the Joneses. Doesn't matter. All the other competitors are rising to the cloud. Everybody, Oracle actually came first to the cloud. So they need to follow this trend. They need to bring you new technologies. And the way to do it, the way to move forward, is to be in new technology platforms. So, don't complain about it. Just accept it. It will hurt less. So if they're trying to sell you that, that idea of adopting new best practices as well, and your old ways of doing things, they are old because you're using an old system, because in the past you have this complicated, straitjacket system. The new one has a better interface. You can find things easily, and say, okay, I'm up for it. Let's do it. But first, I want to also adopt here a best practice that we've been using for many years, which is to get at least 3 quotes. To get at least 3 quotes. Now you are using your reverse card. You are fighting back them, and at this time you are gaining power again. You're bringing them where you want them to be. You're bringing power to yourself. Now you say, you know what? The best practice here tells me that I gotta take a look at what the competition has to offer, because you know what? when was the last time I evaluated my needs? Was 10 or 15 years ago. At that time was a different solution that the other competitors had, and your solution as well was different. And at that time, your solution was a good fit to my company, but maybe today other vendor can also cater to my needs and can be a better fit as well to all the needs I have. So when you say to them, listen, I will not just simply buy this from you without going through an evaluation, a thorough evaluation and selection, they will be in a position where they feel they are risking the business, and they will try to lure you and give you all sorts of goodies, and they will right away try to avoid the headaches and the heartache of going through an evaluation and selection. But let them there. Let them sitting on that chair, because they let you sitting on the chair for longer. You've been on that chair since they announced they will, leave you with no support back in 2020. So you've been sitting there for at least 4 years. Let them sitting there. An evaluation and selection project takes 6 months, depending on the size of the company, 6 months to a year. They can wait for it. So the idea behind of doing a proper evaluation and selection is that you will tell them, hey, listen, I'm not sure my needs are as the same as I have 10, 15 years ago. I got to understand again my requirements. I got to go through the exercise of talking to my people, gathering their requirements, seeing what I need for today, seeing what I need for tomorrow, and listing those requirements so I can compare you against other solutions. So I can compare you as well against the current solution I have, the current version I have in place. So I can say, wow, you know what? Actually, S4 is better than ECC to my needs. Or no, I'm simply, I won't pay for something that is lesser than what I have. So you got to do that. Secondly is, do you really know what other vendors have to offer? It's been 10, 15 years. Oh, I see something on YouTube. I saw something on an event I was. Well, listen, doing an evaluation and selection and going through an RFI, RFP process, demo process is totally different than attending to events and seeing things from the marketing rhetorical BS, okay? If you do this, you will ensure you're seeing the things you must see. So you will make the vendor present to you what's needed, not what they want to sell you. So do you have an understanding of the differences between those solutions? Can you compare apples to apples? Can you say this is better here than the other solution? Oh, but the other solution is better there than this one. You can only do that if you have criteria, if you have requirements. So you gotta go through this exercise. Don't do that. Don't simply say I gotta do 3 quotes. 3 quotes is just give me prices and what's the criteria, to which modules, how many users, what exactly do you need, what kind of needs do you have. So it lacks criteria simply to call some vendors and say, hey, Oracle, give me price. Hey, Microsoft, give me price. Hey, Infor, give me price. No, don't do that. Even these vendors, if you pick up the phone right now and call them, they want to do an assessment with you just to understand what they need to offer you. So instead of allowing them, trying to lure you to their assessments, they're always showing that they are the best. Have you your own list of requirements and say, hey, do you comply with this? Hey, do you have an offer for this? Do you have solutions for this? Prove me. Show me. So, and it's an evaluation, a thorough evaluation and selection. You must do this. You shouldn't skip this. Okay? So, I'm reading here all my notes. I have a lot of notes here. So, when you put SAP in a review and comparison with other solutions, you will have them where you want them to be and not you where they want you to be. Okay? You will be in the position of power. Also, you will ascertain fitment to the solutions. As well, you will be able to negotiate better. And this is a very important topic here. When you put them into the risk of losing a business, they get more commercial with you. They get more approvals on pricing. They will fight for your account as there was no future without you. So when you are a client that simply say, yeah, we will evaluate S4, and then you go through and you only look at their solutions and you don't look at any other options, they will feel like, well, you know what, this client's very loyal. Most of our clients are loyal. They like us. It's the brand power. We've been, investing so much in marketing and playing golf with people. So now we can cash on it. Don't allow them to do that with you. Say, hey, listen, we are strategic thinkers here. We don't allow vendors to come in and simply winking on us, get a new business, a multi-million business. We want you to go through a thorough evaluation. We want you to show us you have a better offer, and we want you to fight for the account with your best proposal possible. So when you have them there, you will be able to negotiate better. Put them at risk of losing, and you will make an informed decision. This is heavily important. I will tell you why, because they say, oh, there is no SAP clients. They're all with us till today. Not true. I've been working with companies that actually say, I don't like this. I want to move to a new solution. Would you help me to get to the new solution? We go through the exercise. Sometimes they go with a new solution. Sometimes they choose to stay with SAP. But we do these projects often. So there are a lot of ex-clients of SAP. Most of them are loyals. Most of them were not loyals too. So the idea behind is to help our clients to assess their needs, understand if they need to, actually buy new functionalities, see if the systems are a best fit for them for their current needs and to their future needs, and then have a proper comparison to get to the best solution possible. And you may find that another vendor is a best fitment solution to your needs. Okay, there's great vendors. The competition is actually growing every year and also bringing new functionalities as well. So what you want is to find if there are better options out there. You want to find if you can get to a system that can replace your old SAP version and deliver more to you at a better price, at better conditions. Or if S4 is actually the pathway forward. So evaluations and selections are inexpensive. That I can assure you. I am a software and enterprise software selection specialist, and I can tell you I've been doing negotiations for my clients. And when we look into a multi-year contracts, all these contracts are at least 5-7 years. And you look at the TCO, the total cost of ownership you will have by paying these softwares in 5 or 7 years, and you look at the cost you invest in evaluating when you invest into a firm to do evaluation and selection for you, a consultant to do that for you, that price is inexpensive compared to how much money you can save in those 5-7 years. Okay, so usually, just for the sake of having someone to helping you in this evaluation, you will be already saving a lot of heartaches. You will be already saving a lot of time, because you have a lot of competing projects internally, and the consultant can come in and just do the thing that they know how to do, and they will consume less time of your end users as well, and they will do this easily than you will do trying to figure out how to run this. So an external consultant will help you with that. It's temporary knowledge that you acquired, and it's paying off itself day one. Second thing is, when you don't want to jeopardize your relationship with the SAP reseller, the implementer, the company that it's actually providing services to you since the implementation of your older version, you don't want to risk and jeopardize that relationship. We know we kind of get friends with people because we talk to them on a daily basis. So you don't want them to feel like as well you are challenging them too much, and you're saying, oh, I don't see value in you anymore. No, you want them to feel like comfortable. So if you have a third party to negotiate for you and to assess the situation for you, that third party will bring you professional opinion and professional report on the capabilities, and also will be professional in the negotiations, protecting both sides. If you end up going with S4 and continue your relationship with SAP and that implementer, you won't risk your relationship with them. You will be protected. So that's really good, and you should protect your relationship at all costs. The same goes with the other vendors, because the consultant will be dealing as well with the other vendors if they come to fruition on a negotiation as well. So you should protect that relationship as well. Evaluations will give you certainty. You will know, okay, I'm choosing S4 because actually it's better than R3 and ACC to us, or I'm choosing S4 because it's better than Infor, Oracle, Microsoft, and IFS and any other brands you are evaluating. The idea of doing an evaluation and selection is to give you certainty and the exact points where the solution is better or is worst. So evaluations will put your company back into the position of power. You will be back into the driver's seat, and you will use that, reverse card, or that Aikido move to take that gun out of your head, and gain power again. So the idea is to say to the vendors, hey, listen, you're trying to put me in a difficult position here. Actually, let me apply here a best practice. And now you are disputing with another 5 vendors. Because that's the process. We got to assess the situation. We're not just buying apples from different vendors, because apples are quite the same. In this case, we're buying knowledge and we're buying solutions. We're buying software with different best practices, and we need to assess things properly and also take a lot of other factors in consideration. So you do a thorough evaluation and selection, and then you have certainty. In the end, you do not risk your relationship. You not risk wasting time or resources, because internally you may have other projects that you want to run. And you buy experience, knowledge for a certain period of time with a company such as the company I work for, Technology Evaluation Centers. And you can also evaluate, in the case of SAP S4, you can also evaluate their consultants. Because what's happening now is that SAP has very loyal clients, and most of them are actually going to S4HANA without doing this proper evaluation and selection. They're simply buying the idea that, well, that's the best thing since it's sliced bread, so I should adopt it. But the truth is that whoever is implementing this first, whoever started the implementation first, it's actually paying for all the challenges and all the knowledge that those consultants are acquiring throughout the process. So what's happening now, it's that the clients that jumped into this found very little options in the market of implementers that has knowledge on SAP S4HANA. And I'll give you 2 examples of clients of mine. One in Brazil I delivered last year, and one in Ecuador I finalized last year as well. They both evaluated S4HANA and other solutions. They came from other systems, but they evaluated multiple options, ended up choosing S4HANA, private cloud, both. What happened was when we decided on, okay, S4HANA, client decided, I don't decide anything. Client decided based on factual data that S4 was the best option. They figured out that they needed to find a implementer, because the implementers we got at the beginning with SAP, the ones that were assigned by SAP to us or referred, because SAP follows a compliance rule that they don't, they don't bring by the hand any of their implementers. They let you choose one, and they say, yeah, that's potentially the best one. So when we started the process, we had in these 2 particular clients of mine, they had one vendor, that one implementer that was leading with the client, presenting the proposals, because that's how SAP works. They have one implementer always with them to, carry the client forward in the sales cycle. At the end of the day, both clients, they figured, well, we didn't like the implementers. One was because of the demo. The vendor couldn't present the demo correctly. They felt like it was a little bit off. The other client felt that specific implementer had no experience in paper mills and carton packaging. Then we needed to find new implementers. We went through another evaluation and selection of just SAP implementers. You know what we figured out? In paper mills and carton packaging for Latin America, Ecuador, we couldn't find one specific company that had already implemented SAP S4HANA for mills in the region that spoke Spanish and that could deliver in Ecuador. So we ended up with a company that was just recently acquired by a company in India, and they had guys in India that had the experience, and guys that were in Colombia that could deliver in Ecuador, that spoke the language and brought in that knowledge from the guys from India, and then are implementing now the S4HANA for that client. So we ended up needing to, find an elegant solution to find this implementer that had the experience in paper mills. The other client was in a process manufacturing, household products, and we wanted in Sao Paulo, we wanted a consulting firm established in Sao Paulo that could visit them on a regular basis, and as well that had experience with companies of similar size and revenue, and as well in their market of household products. We couldn't find any company that had the experience in household products. We found one with experience in pharmaceutical that was quite close. Then we ended up selecting that company to do the implementation. So all of that to show you, and that happened to me in the United States as well with clients in the US, that it's hard to find these days implementers with specific experience in S4 implementation and successful implementations that will bring in that experience to you. So, but on the other hand, if you are strategically thinking this change, and if you will choose S4 at the end of the day, or any other vendor with other solutions such as Infor or Oracle, you know that in a big company, in a large corporation, you will do a multi-year project. And if you decide today, this is June 2024, if you decide today to start an evaluation and selection with a company such as mine, Technology Evaluation Centers, it will take you at least 6 months to do evaluation and selection properly. Then you will negotiate, we'll sign the deal, and we will start to implement. That will be 8 months down the road. It will be in February, March 2025. Then you have a multi-year implementation that will probably be spanning 2 years or more, and it will be just right there at the sunsetting of this SAP's guaranteed support for ECC till 2027. And perhaps you will need to pay some extra months of, added 2% on your maintenance cost just to get this, while you are going live with S4, you maintain the other system still operating on the side, and then you will need to pay that. So, with this parallelism, even if you make a decision today to do evaluation and selection, you will need to cope with maintaining your system out of maintenance period, and you will pay for it. So, independently, even if you move from SAP R3 and ECC to, I don't know, an Infor of sorts, or an Oracle, or a Microsoft, you will end up paying a little bit longer for SAP to, give maintenance to that system that you have already implemented. So you got to decide now, you got to start things now, so you won't regret it. And everybody that pushes this forward to the end of the line, to 2027, to 2030, you will get all these vendors busy, all these implementers busy. Perhaps they won't be able to deliver your project in time. And perhaps you will need to pay for maintenance and extra maintenance through 2027 to 2030. You will need to pay that extra maintenance just to keep that thing alive, and also for the new system. So make a smart decision. It's inexpensive to have an evaluation and selection with a consulting firm to help you through this process. And by the way, with that, I rest my case, Your Honor. And the idea here is to empower you again. Take that gun out of your head, do an Aikido move or a reverse card, and tell SAP, you know what? Doesn't matter if you guys are changing this because you want to keep up with the Joneses in terms of technology. It doesn't matter if you're doing this just to cash more money out of me. It doesn't matter if you're doing this for any reason. I'm fine with that. And I will do the best practice of evaluating and selecting the proper system to my company. I'll go through this, and if you want my business, you gotta participate. and then they will be going nuts. They will be trying to keep you as a client. Oh my God, they will try to keep you on hold. So friends, that's what I wanted to share with you. That's my trick. That's my Aikido move. That's my reverse card. Use it if you want to help from companies like mine, technology evaluation centers. Drop a line here on the comments and I will reach out to you. And I'll be also issuing a video about everything you need to know about S4HANA. I didn't even touch on it on this video about their metrics, their bill of materials, how they charge you, how you gotta trust them to give you how much you used in memory, how much you used in data, this and that. You will go crazy when you see a bill of materials from SAP S4HANA. It adds lines after lines, and every line has a different metric that you will be charged for. I'll be doing a video specifically about this, and we will post this video on Technology Evaluation Center's YouTube channel as well. So like and subscribe. Like this video, subscribe to my channel, but also subscribe to Technology Evaluation Center's channel, and you will see there this new video about SAP S4HANA. Probably I'll call it Tricks and Treats from SAP. And perhaps we will start this series of tricks and treats with all the vendors, tricks and treats from Oracle, tricks and treats from Infor, tricks and treats from Microsoft, from Epicor, from any vendor you want to hear from. We will do those videos, but we will be posting that series on Technology Evaluation Center's YouTube channel. This channel here is Halbert Bells. Please like and subscribe. I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.